Hello and welcome to my video, lesson 3.4, working with length. So there are two things to talk about here in this topic, and there's sort of two new ideas. The first is girth, and the second is length. So length is the longest dimension of any given shape, and the only difference is that if you stand up an object, you might call that the height, but generally speaking, we talk about it. Whatever the longest of the three dimensions is would be length. And girth is kind of like a belt for a person. If you use the word girth in normal, normal-ish conversation, then you talk about a belt. So you think about a belt around a 3D shape. So we have the girth around this cylinder can be shown by that little arrow going around, and you can talk about the width and the length and the height. But if we rotate that image by doing this, the girth is still in the same place. So the girth doesn't change, but in this case we could talk about the length a little bit more easily. Here we look at a rectangular prism, and again we could rotate this image. But the point is that the girth is going around our rectangular prism. So if I just continue that, so that's going behind, and that's going up. So girth is pretty much the perimeter, like in the last few units, or topics that we've been talking about, the perimeter around our shape, or around the narrow part of our shape. So whatever part's the narrow part, it's the perimeter around it. So in this case, it would be the circumference of our cylinder. But in our unit, normally we're going to be talking about rectangular prisms, in which case it would be the perimeter going around our shape. So let's talk about a question that could be asking about girth. So postal services will actually use this term, and they will say, well, depending on the girth of your parcel, you will be able to send it services. Can't speak and spell at the same time. They will make you charge you a little bit more or a little bit less depending on the girth of your parcel. So let's say that their amount is between 20 centimeters to 30 centimeters will be the cheap amount, and from 30 to 50 will be another amount, and 50 and above, well, maybe 50 just to 100 would be another amount of money. Okay, so they have different sort of ranges of money. So this one's $2, this one's, let's say, $5, and this one's $20. So it's really important that you understand that what the girth is, and so you will measure your parcel and make sure that you fit in the smallest possible category that you can, and use the smallest box or packaging or whatever that you can to fit within the category. So you have a couple boxes to choose from. You have a small, narrow one, so it's short, but it's wider, and it goes like this. And you have another one that is, let's just draw that behind. You have another one that's a little bit taller, but it's a little bit more boxy. Let's draw it a little bit more boxy. There you go. That's better. Okay, so you have these two different shapes, and maybe this one is 10 centimeters. No, let's say 9 centimeters. No, because they want to make sure that it's going to fit in the category. Let's make it 13 centimeters and make this size 5 centimeters, so it's pretty short on this edge. And we're over here, we have maybe 8 centimeters by 7 centimeters. Okay, so you can tell that it's a little bit more shorter, or like less wide, more narrow, and more tall. So to measure the girth, remember it's the perimeter. So it's this length from there to there, which is 13, plus this length, which is plus 5, plus this length, which is another plus 13, and plus this length, which is another plus 5. And so that will get us to 36 centimeters. Whereas this shape here, let's see if this is any different. We have 8 centimeters at the bottom, plus 7 centimeters, plus 8 centimeters, plus 7 centimeters. And so if we add those up, that would get us 30 centimeters of girth. And actually, which one has more volume? If we were talking about volume, this one would actually have more volume. So you could actually store probably a similar amount of stuff in both, but this one has less girth, which means that it would be in the cheaper category. So you'd want to choose this box. So that would be a real life situation where you could be talking about girth, and the length of the parcel is also would be valid and important in that case. Hope this video helps you understand how to work with length and with girth a little bit better. Good luck.